pretty substantially damaged, but it gets another heal with the cold snap, and nasty surprise takes out that orb again. I mean, I know a lot of players don't play Shadow Nature, but with the amount of life a deep one has, I would suggest you try and keep a Glacier Shell on your buildings when it's attacking. It does good damage, which will be negated by the Glacier Shell, but Nasty Surprise is really devastating, up to 1200 damage with a deep one. So the orb gets replaced right away, but that's another 100 power that's going to go towards the lost power pool. 2 War Eagles are going to attack. The Nightcrawler's running around, maybe to do a 2-pincered attack. Another deep one comes out against War Eagles, but yeah, that's for Nasty Surprise. So that was energy efficient, but only slightly. The War Eagles are 100 apiece, and the deep one is 120 plus 50. The West player has gone for another Frost Orb, but in a very offensive location. I think they did it because this one was covered by a wall. And Burrowers and Nightcrawlers come out, another Burrower. The East player does not want that orb to come into play, especially right there next to a power well. There's still a Nightcrawler attacking over here. Cold Snap comes out, so the Oink wears off on the War Eagle. And the orb finishes with 2000 life. Another couple Burrowers to come into play, so there's 5 units now that have been committed to taking out this orb. They definitely want it down. Nightcrawler didn't survive. Are under attack. 4 Burrowers attacking that well. Cobalt Trick on it. It's taking very substantial damage, so the defensive units got crowd controlled, and those Burrowers were all doing siege damage, able to take out that orb. It was a good placement. They were able to finish building it, but they just didn't have the resources to defend against that many Burrowers. The East player was committed to making sure it didn't survive. Dark Elf Assassins come out in order to try and defend against the War Eagle. The War Eagle's got very good stats, and has that devastating special ability. Yeah, there you see it. Just destroyed all those Burrowers that were trying to go on an offensive. Quiet. The Dark Elf Assassins were able to win basically by using their Holy Trance ability. The East player now has 2 extra power wells compared to the West. Pulled out a deep one, both for... It's a good defensive unit as well, as you've seen. With Nasty Surprise, it can take out air. It's got its ensnaring ability. So a lot of options as to how it can be used. Deep one decides to run away and leave the archers to it. Oh, the War Eagle got oinked just before its ability went off, so it would have died there except for the cold snap saving it. The orb's finished and a Lost Grigori comes out. The Frost players got their 3rd orb back. They went tier 3 first, but they lost it, so now both players are tier 3. This is going to be a 2-pronged attack. A deep one's going south, and the Lost Grigori's going to the middle west. Actually, I guess a 3-pronged attack. The Dark Elf Assassins were assaulting the War Eagle, and they've responded with Silverwind Lancers. The Grigori walks into the base, swipes some armament a few times, but I think it's obviously going to be Nasty Surprise. One of the wells barely survived actually, just because that light blade came out and absorbed some of the damage. The deep one didn't actually continue attacking. The Silverwind Lancers were trying to assault an orb, but they have 3 archers on them, and even though they're a level lower and doing small damage, those 3 archers do enough damage output. The East player has a substantial amount of power right now. I think they're just focusing on this deep one attack. Perhaps not watching their power properly. Or waiting for cooldowns. I can tell you, since I'm playing East, I only have 1 deep one. Yeah, they decide to buy a couple wells since they have enough power. Sorry, I only have 1 both Deep One and Grigori. I don't have spares. Tremor comes out. Tremor is very devastating against buildings. Could probably use its ability at its earliest opportunity. Another Grigori comes out. It's field summon. There's archers attacking an orb, and then that orb is nearly down, but a Deep One pulls it off with its ensnaring ability and takes a life weaving just to make sure it's going to finish off that Tremor. The West player shields that Tremor, but with the life weaving it's not going to make the difference. The archers did half damage to that orb, but it didn't quite get it down, and that Grigori got buffed a couple times, healed a couple times. They've committed a lot of resources to try and defend against it. They know if it gets the opportunity to, it'll take out this base, so they try and make a commitment to get it down. Just does L damage, and with these units aren't able to do enough damage to it. It's getting buffed, it's got life weaving on it, so they're doing as much damage to themselves as they are to it, and it's just got so much life and healing support. I think the East player has more than enough power. Yeah, you can see they have over 200 power. They can keep that alive indefinitely, I believe. Yeah, all the defensive units are gone. Couple heals, probably nasty surprise coming now. Takes out the entire base. The West player was able to save their northern orb against all the Dark Elf assassins. I think they spent more on defense than the Dark Elves were worth, but the Dark Elves were getting healed. And just the distractions all over the place. It's hard to defend multiple places. Yeah, another Grigori comes into play. And the Frost player is still replacing their southern orb. And the wall's damaged, so that's probably the only there. Yeah, you can see the timing. So, perhaps not the most interesting match, to be honest. It started out pretty even. Mostly the players matched each other in terms of power wells, orbs, attacks, and stuff like that. But the Deep Ones with the buffs are very effective, and then even if the Frost player decides to crowd control them, if their buildings are too low, Deep One does enough damage with Nasty Surprise that it can still take out a base even while crowd control. It's a big power commitment in order to do life weaving at 70 power, and then another 80 power every time you heal. You need 50 for the Nasty Surprise, so you need a large amount of power recycling through the Void system. But if you have the power there, it's very hard to stop, especially without the ability to debuff units. So Pure Frost has a bit of a problem with that. I suspect it's basically because they don't have any of their cards from the next edition out yet, so we have to wait and see what they get, and hopefully they'll get some effective counters for this strategy. So again, I plead, please send me your replays so that I can make videos out of them. I'd love to do some interesting videos by other players, 1 vs 1 and 2 vs 2s. Even if it's a lower end match, I can tell you the matches I play are in the these videos are from the 20 to 21 range, so approximately in the top 100, or at least in the top 150. I don't do videos of hugely lopsided replays, and I won't if you send them to me either, but you know, it doesn't matter if it's a lower end game or not, just as long as it's interesting to watch, and I'd be happy to do replays for you. So please submit them, okay? Thank you. Signing off.